Hi friends, so today I thought we would do a more kind of gentle internal reading, so any messages that you need kind of directed more towards your internal world. So as usual, we have 3 piles to choose from, pile 1, 2 and 3. You can pause the video and take as much time as you need to choose, and then go to your selected group by looking at the timestamps in the description. So let's get into it. Hi, pile 1. Let's take a look at your internal world right now and see what's going on and get any messages that are relevant. So please, what's going on for pile number 1? Okay, interesting. I'm getting you're like a little bit maybe conflicted by a choice that you feel like you have to make, like picking between 2 things. This could be 2 people, because it's the lovers, it could be 2 people, and they both feel like great options to you. I'm getting more so that it's more of like a fear of missing out. It's not that both options are like not what you want. I feel it's like you want both, but you're not sure how you can do that. So that could be 2 people, or maybe 2 jobs or opportunities, or 2 just 2 different things. So if that's you, if you're feeling a bit conflicted about making a choice here, let's see what is the guidance for that. Okay, so they're making me look at the little mouse here and the Emperor card and the difference between them. I feel like these choices could be one where you feel like it's kind of too good for you or too much for you or something, and one where you would feel a bit more confident, or more like you wouldn't have to push yourself as much. Okay, what is the guidance here for pile 1, please? The 3 of Cups again. Page of Pentacles. Just the advice. Page of Cups. Okay. One might also seem like a practical choice, and one choice like an emotional, more like an emotional choice where one is a bit more yeah, like practical and logical, and one is more like you really want this thing or person or whatever. And I'm still getting that you want both. So maybe you could, I don't know. What is the advice, please? Honestly, whatever it is you're choosing between, I feel like you are not necessarily ready to decide yet, and that's okay. It's there will, like, when the time is ready, you will more come to a decision based off of your emotions rather than like feeling like you have to decide based on like pros and cons and stuff like that. I do feel like this decision needs a little bit more time, so that it can like land in your body and you can choose from a place of stillness and intuition rather than like choosing too fast, because I feel like if you do choose prematurely, you might end up feeling like you're missing out, or like you'll have FOMO because you don't know what the other choice would have led to. But if you keep, this is a bit of a, I mean, maybe strange advice, but they are kind of encouraging you to kind of stick with both paths a little bit longer, and then it'll become clear to you and you won't have to choose from this like very confused space. On the back of the deck we have moving forward, and I also saw silver linings. So probably there's something that, you know, you're still learning about both options or about yourself and what you want, and so the gentle message is like there you will be able to decide if you have to choose between them, or maybe you could keep both options somehow, but it's not quite time yet to decide, and you're not really ready to decide, so give yourself a little bit more time and play out, you know, both sides a little bit longer. I'm getting it's not long, like you won't have to do that for a long time, and you'll pretty soon see which choice is better for you, but then it'll be like a knowing rather than like a guessing of, ooh, what would be best. You know, it would be like, okay, I feel confident with this decision, and I know because I kind of I felt it going down both paths rather than like guessing and then changing your mind and things like that. So yeah, give it a little bit more time. It's totally okay to pursue several things or to keep your options a bit open at this time, and things will become clear in time. So yeah, that's short and sweet, but that's the message that came through for you. So I hope it was helpful, and I hope to see you again in the future. So thank you for watching. Pa1. Bye. Hi, pile 2. Welcome to your reading. Let's have a look at, where you are internally, how you're feeling internally, and see if there are any gentle messages for you. So these are pile 2. Okay, so even before as I was tuning into this pile, I was feeling a sort of coldness. So you might be feeling a little bit like frozen or cold or stuck or something like that. And I just heard like warmth, like you're in need of some warmth. This is for pile 2. What is going on for them internally? Yeah, I mean, so I'm really getting that. You're in real need of some like warmth and love and support and self-love, like both from yourself and obviously from other people. If when I say that you don't know like what that means, with the Hierophant, I'm feeling like you might benefit from like gathering information, so internally or externally, but about like how to feel loved and nurtured, and like what do you need to feel loved. That's something you can kind of go inwards to do. You could do like a brainstorming thing, write things down, even if it seems like you can't have those things or you don't know how to create them. Like write them down, meditate, like go within to kind of ask yourself to be like reminded of what it is that you actually need, like what flavors, like how do you feel nurtured, how do you feel loved. Like because we all kind of receive love in different ways, and like maybe for some people, like I feel really good when I like treat myself to like a warm bath and a book, and for some people it's like something completely different, like maybe cooking or maybe going to see family or friends or yeah, I mean it could be anything. Those are just examples, but the advice is to kind of ask yourself that question, and even if it feels difficult to kind of access that at the moment, like the first step is to figure out what it is that you need, and it's very clear it's like warmth and love basically, but like in what ways, and how do you feel like you could receive that. And yeah, but I feel like a big thing for you is also like you need to be like very warm and soft with yourself at this time. Like we all have needs, and if we don't get them met, like it doesn't always work to just power through. Sometimes we need to like really take a break and kind of nurture ourselves, like physically, emotionally, whatever. So what is like how can pile 2 kind of meet these needs or care for themselves? Um, I feel like you're on some sort of like overload, if I'm being honest. And some overload of like having to do everything yourself. And like your mind is kind of racing and you're like working, or it's like a survival mode, right? To just try and get through it. And I do feel like slowing down is like the first step to finding this like warmth and nurturing. It's not gonna like maybe feel that way immediately. I think slowing down might feel kind of threatening to begin with, but slowing down is like the way to even begin to connect with these needs and like how you feel and what's actually going on. Because if we're just constantly like thinking 100 thoughts, or like just working, or I mean, I feel like it's a lot about the mind. So whatever you can do to kind of slow down your mind and calm your mind. So that could be like music for some. I'm getting for you, honestly, like a lot of you anyways, or strongly, is music helping you. So like could be meditative music, or any music you like, really, to just help you kind of breathe and slow down, and so you can kind of connect with yourself again, and like the more vulnerable aspect of you that really needs some TLC at the moment. I do feel like this might be like a concept that is not like super practiced for you. Like most of us are used to survival mode, and we're used to kind of pushing ourselves instead of nurturing ourselves. So it might feel very foreign to you know, try to nurture ourselves. You might not know how to do it. So that's why I'm saying, like, you could ask other people how they do it, or write down, like brainstorm, Google, meditate, ask your guides, or ask friends, or yeah, just strangers, like how they do it, and you might start to get like some ideas, because that's what you need. And I think also, like, it's not something that you have to do yourself. Like if you can receive it from other people, that's great. Like it's probably also needed, so don't feel like you have to do it yourself. But you might have to like realize that this is what you need, so that you can ask for it or seek it out in the external as well. Yeah. Okay, so we have look up and listen. So there's something about like, you're kind of like, you know, what's it called when you have like your face down, or like not, you got your head down, whatever, you're working on things, and it's like you're so preoccupied maybe with having to get something done, or just moving on, or doing the things that there are like resources available, but you're not necessarily super receptive to them. So the advice really is to stop, slow down, look up, listen, like very literally, and kind of take a look around and be like, oh, okay, like what is available to me? Like, is there support available? Is there like, maybe I could meet a friend, or maybe I just like need a day off. Like, can I nurture myself in some way? go out in nature, spend some time with loved ones, or yeah, anything that makes you feel warm and fuzzy. But yeah, the first step is to really like breathe and slow down and start to acknowledge this part, because yeah, we can do great things in like hustle mode, or our minds can be very brilliant at doing things, but it might not necessarily lead us to what we want, if what we want is like to feel safe and to feel loved and warm and nurtured. It's better to slow down a little bit and start to incorporate those things now, to look for them now, like resource them now. And they're saying like, if you're like, no, there is nothing to resource, like there is, like start very small and like really pay attention. And it could be like giving yourself a certain food that you like, or taking a shower, but like doing it in a conscious way where you're resourcing this energy of like warmth and care for yourself. So, and that'll just open up your mindset to see that there is a lot more of this like around you to resource. And so then you can get better at it, and it will become part of your life. You will be able to nurture yourself more. And I think that will be really good for you, and that's something that you really need at this time. So that's the message for you today, pile 2. So I hope it was helpful, and thank you for watching, and I hope to see you again another time. Bye. Hi, pile 3. Welcome to your reading. Let's have a look at what's going on for you internally, and any gentle messages in regards to that. So just tuning into your pile, I was feeling a bit of like overwhelm. So you might have a lot going on at the moment, or you just feel like, yeah, the cards are also like jumping out. So there's like a lot of energy and like a lot of a little bit frazzledness. So either you have a lot going on, or you just feel like there's a lot going on around you. So what is the message for pile 3, please? Okay, we have justice in reverse. I'm gonna pull one more card. What's going on for pile 3, please? Yeah. Well, it feels to me that like it is a bit like overwhelming. I also feel like I have to really like calm myself to understand like what's going on. Something feels like unfair. Like I think you feel like you're trying very hard, and like it's not you know, getting better. I think you feel very overburdened, and that it's not, something's not fair. And can I get a clarifier for the lovers, please? What is the lovers about? Yeah. Okay, got it. So for you, I'm feeling that you feel like a lot of pressure. There's like tons of stuff going on. You feel overwhelmed, you feel overworked, and like there isn't space for you. And you really try to make space for you, and you try to kind of handle everything that's going on, but you're like longing for this break just to kind of be with yourself and to like rest, honestly. And I feel like the expectations that the people around you are placing on you are not fair. You might have a lot more on your plate than is actually like obviously good for you, but even like, yeah, fair. It's not a fair expectation. And part of you knows this, and so you're feeling kind of resentful and, you know, very exhausted, but there's something in you that still has trouble like saying no, or dealing with this in a way. And I feel like you might be in this pattern of like, if I just get it done, if like I do more, then eventually like there will be less to do. But the issue is like, I feel like it's just piling on. So it's just piling up, and like you have more and more things to do. Like the more you do, the more there is to do, kind of. And for a different pile, we had like more internal stuff where maybe they were the ones who kind of had high expectations on themselves, or like they should do things. But I do feel like this is more from the outside. Of course, it is coming from you because you're kind of, I wouldn't say agreeing to it, but like you're responding to it. And so obviously you have these expectations on yourself as well, but I do feel like they're very externally like reflected. So there's a lot going on in the outside that you feel like you have to deal with. And yeah, even if there's that might not be true for all of you, but even if there are like less things going on the outside, you feel like very overwhelmed on the inside, and you feel overworked, and you feel like you're taking on too much, and it just doesn't get better. But I do think it's because like you're hoping still that if you do more, there will be less to do, but it's kind of working the opposite way because you're dealing with other people, I feel like. And if you do more, they're just gonna like want you to do more. And so there's like this deep longing for like, yeah, to rest and take a break and stuff like that, but actually like the real longing is for you to be valued, and like for you to be an individual that people like see and they care about, like how you feel and what happens to you and how you're doing. And so there also might be like, maybe for some of you, if you're overworking, like you're hoping that someone else will step in and be like, no, you're doing too much, and like take care of yourself and I'll help you and stuff like that, because you want to be seen. You want to like really be seen, and like, I do too much, you know, like I do so much. But people aren't necessarily super like receptive, or not receptive, perceptive around you. And so I guess this is coming through here as like, you are seen. Like, we see you, like you're working too hard, you're doing too much, and it's not fair. But you're gonna have to be the one to like say no, or do less, or like talk to the people involved and say like, hey, this is too much for me, like, can we do it a different way? Because other people aren't gonna necessarily see you and take that initiative for you, because people are just wrapped up in their own stuff. Like, it could be different for some of you. Maybe people are like actively like taking advantage of you, but I'm getting mostly people are just wrapped up in their own stuff and they are not thinking about the people around them. And like, I feel like you just want to be seen, like you just want to be like acknowledged that this isn't good for you. So anyways, this is like spirit seeing you, or like responding to that desire and saying like, no, it isn't good for you, like you're doing too much, it's not fair, and you deserve to be treated with respect, you deserve like care, and you shouldn't have to do everything just because you can or because you are available or whatever. Like, no, like you deserve a break, you deserve to care for yourself, and you deserve the respect and care of other people, is the message. Yeah, I mean, see this little mouse here with the Ace of Swords, like, you're gonna have to stand up for yourself here, and you're being very encouraged to do that, to actually like say no, and like to say no, but also to actually like say what you need. Like, because there's one thing it's one thing to like say no and like still be completely unseen and like just be alone or whatever, but this is more like practicing standing up for yourself, in what you don't want to do, but also what you want and need from other people, like respect, care, consideration. And I do feel like people might listen. Like, if they don't, they suck, obviously. So but this is more like, yeah, you having to practice that to get the treatment that you want. It's not necessarily just going to come to you if you don't believe that you deserve it and stand up for yourself. Okay. I'm being drawn to a different deck, so I'm just going to pull one from this one. This is your opportunity to kind of learn this. I mean, it might seem like very unfair and like life is against you and, you know, what's the point, and you're just overworked and, you know, overwhelmed and you don't want to do it. But this is like, yeah, this is your opportunity to kind of end this pattern and to like tell yourself, say to yourself that you deserve better and you deserve the same like care and consideration that other people get. You're not like an exception. You're not like some sort of superhero that can just work or take care of other people and don't need anything in return. Like, you need things too. You're human. Like, it's not even like, it's just basic math. It's not even like personal on that level. Yeah, this is why exactly this is why this deck was talking to me, speak up. Like, it's time to say no, it's time to say what you need. And if the people don't respond well, then they can skedaddle. Like, obviously you can speak up in a gentle way if you'd like. You can have a conversation. You can, if it's people you really care about, like, you can do it super gently. If it's people who are more taking advantage of you, it's more like a firm boundary, like, no, this is over. So it'll depend, like, the situation. It'll depend on the situation that you're in. And so, like, use your discernment with that. But the message is very clear. Like, you have to, at some point, say, this is enough. Like, I also deserve to be treated with kindness and respect. And you have to firstly treat yourself that way. And you are doing that by saying no, speaking up, and yeah, directly, like, asking for it, putting in boundaries. So that is your message for today, Pile 3. I hope that it was helpful, and I'm sending you lots of strength to do this, and I hope you get some rest and some care for you as well. So yeah, thank you for watching. I hope to see you again. Yes, bye.